Check out that ice. The pattern looks like flowers or like plants. And I'm not worried about showing you where I'm at because you can't see. Ha ha ha. I'm at the studio. I mirror imaged my van. So excited about it. So you probably saw in the last video that I took out my camping cot bed in order to sell it. Basically, the bottom line is, if I need to put everything back into my van, that setup will not accommodate it. Even as I'm paring down a bunch of stuff, I'm just paring down in general. You wouldn't believe how much stuff I'm going through, and I haven't bought anything to work with for sewing, anything from the thrift stores, any clothes, any fabric, for a couple of months, for a while. Anyway, I need to get rid of that cot and do a different bed in the back that can accommodate containers underneath. So I had taken the van apart, and a lady that was going to buy the cot didn't end up buying it. So then I put it in here, and I slept on the floor for a couple of nights, and that wasn't great. The thing that bothers me the most is that I can't move and change things. It drives me crazy to have it the same. I like change. So I wanted to change the van, and I thought, well, why don't I just mirror image it? You know, take the bed from the one side and put it by the side doors, and put the kitchen on the other side. And it's like, yeah, but the van's leaning into the curb most of the time, and you don't want the cooking stuff leaning down. And then, of course, you have the door where the stove is the way it was before, so you can open the door and let the smoke out or the steam out. But the thing that was bothering me, too, was that my bed was on the outside, where if someone hit my van on the corner as I'm parked, that would be right around where my head is, even though there's about a foot of space, a crumple zone, if you will, with a basket there, but I don't know how much that would save me. So it bothered me that my bed's on that side. So I pretty much mirror imaged my van. You want to see it? I'm stoked. So one more thing. So the studio is really lovely right now. Why don't I show you that first? And then I'll bring you to the mirror imaged van. So there's the studio. You can see it's a sunny day. First of all, hi, Bambi. Bambi and I just went on like a 1.5 mile giant walk. And I'm tired. I don't know if she is. So here's the studio. There's the draped tops I've been working on. This is just real quick, folks. And there's the dreadlocks. And there's my workspace where I'm getting ready to finish a blouse I'm working on there. This is another project. These are projects coming up. And these are all the pillows I made that I need to stuff and sew closed. All right, you want to see the van? Ta-da! Never had the bed on this side before. I'm too lazy to get my tripod out, sorry. Here, wait. Is that more light? So yeah, as you can see, I mirror imaged my van. Basically, my bed is now on this side, and it was on that side. And that's the kitchen, and that was over here. I'm super excited about it. It's working great so far. I mean, it's only been one night. Everything miraculously fits. I even put more stuff in a way I'll show you. And I have room everywhere. First of all, I put the toilet there. So now I just pull it out from under there, as well as some water. And Bambi's stuff is now by the door. And it was under there, and I kept having to move this, you know, the trash can and the water to get that. So now I just reached back there. This is my stuff. This and 2 other containers are the clothes I've already made that are listed for sale, so I can wrap them either at my studio or anywhere on the road. And as I mentioned, I kept my big dresser in the same place. So yeah, now the kitchen's over here. I think it looks great. I love this hook with the light, which serves me very well. And of course, my little towel rack. I can open that window. Oh, I forgot to mention, I took down that moldy screen on that side. So this curtain, it was draped over the top of the valance before. Now it's shoved up into where the curtain was. The curtain was right there and it's shoved up behind there. So it almost gives more room in the van as well. And certainly I couldn't have it hanging over by the stove, you know, there. So that whole curtain can be pulled up, put over the valance. I don't think I'm going to do that. Right now it's on rolled up around a bamboo pole, which just helps keep it in place. And I can just scooch it over. This one's the same. And then this one's sort of a hybrid because I've got the curtain in the back, which is sort of a warm, lightweight, fluffy blanket thing, like fleece. That's shoved into where the shade used to be. And then I also have the curtain over the valance. I can just open up this one and allow some light in. I love it. And then I've also got the corner open with the window open a little bit. But I do like my privacy. Whoosh. And then the other thing I did is I had these 2 pieces of wood here. And I didn't know what I was saving them for. Well, I'm saving them for this. It makes the whole thing much more sturdy. And there's just so much room. I was able to put this from under the bed right there. So I can put that away, basically. And that towel is there to keep everything from moving and from getting the wood dirty. I'd rather have the towel get dirty. But now I can put the stove away, take the towel and stuff off, and I have actually a table for sewing, which I had on the other side, but not as sturdy. So yeah, and of course this is holding all my cooking stuff. And you know, there was always a problem. There's no seat here, and I had the little chair, which I still have. But now I have this here. And this allows me to sit right here and totally access all of that. It also has all of, this is my other food container, and it was in the back, covered with the sleeping bag and other stuff, and I'd have to move all of that, reach back, lift it up, and the top wouldn't stay up. And it was, you know, a hassle when the kitchen was over here, right? And then the food's back there. Now it's right here. Ta-da! And this stays open. So that's there. Provides me a perfect seat. It's not really in the way. There's plenty of room there. I can access everything. Just turn on the light. There's cleaning things, pots and pans. Got some food. Got a cooler. It's very exciting. So now back here, we sort of have this square of space. And this wheel well's completely open or empty. And that's why I put that stone there to indicate I have so much room in this van right now. I can put a stone there. Back there, I've got my dresser now moved sort of centrally with the heater and my sleeping bag to go there, and my chair, which is so much easier now to pull out, which I put here if I want to sit. The fact is, this couch is very uncomfortable to sit on. Of course, it has a bar right here. Doesn't matter how much padding I put there, it's not that comfortable. Here's under the bed. I showed you the toilet over there, and then I have this remaining room for this stuff. And one of the things I had to consider is, that's the problem with this bed, is if you have anything going actually up to the top, you'll feel it when you're laying down. It has to be able to go way down so you lose storage. And I had to test things out, and I was like, nope, the toilet can't go over there. It's very uncomfortable. So that's why these things are over here. These are my 2 containers of handmade clothes to ship out at any time. And actually, these are going to be the curtains in the front next, because I need to redo it. It's terrible. And then I have my dirty clothes bag. And then I've pared down to 1 purple container there. And the cooler there has my butane fuel in it. Then I have a random basket there with extra shoes and actually some hats for sale in that plastic bag. So that's pretty much it. And everything's not stuffed in. So there's air actually circulating behind that basket. There's actually nothing back there because that's how much room I have now. Ta-da! But that's actually just because I have that in the studio. But what's that going on back there? That big old hole in space right there. Well, that's a big old hole in space. Now if someone tries to attack us through the front of the van, we can just belt out that back door, which now I have access to. Just rip down that curtain. I don't think I mentioned how much I love the back curtain there. I really, really love it. Before it was just that beautiful towel, which is a pretty thick towel. And I ended up putting that rust curtain behind it, which is actually double folded. So there's 3 layers there. The rust curtain goes perfectly to almost to the floor. And then it provides some extra curtain on either side that makes it more private. I can see it's a little uneven. I need to redo it. Because it's so heavy, it mostly stays up there. I have to keep moving the little, those are magnetic clips there. And of course it's moist up there, so it makes it harder. And then this getting damp makes it heavier, of course. I can take the curtain off and just have the rust, because that itself is 2 layers, so that would be fine. And you can see all the dripping water, which I need to wipe off. But every day I've been opening the van and letting air out, and I actually just need to get to work now. So I'll dry that with a towel when I'm done with this video, but that's it. But oh, what's that? So I have now this other set of drawers. And the fact is, I just put whatever in there. In fact, this one's still completely empty. Because the idea was to put all of this stuff in there. And I can still do that. There's enough room for me to put most of it with paring down. And then that wouldn't have to be in the way. So that's an option if I get sick of having that there. The other thing I can do is this when I'm actually not cooking. I mean, if I don't want, because it's kind of like go to the left, go to the right. I can just straight shot through that way, right? The other thing that's cool about the opening back there is if I want to, I can sweep that way now too, as well as that way. And this is a loose rug. I can just take it out and shake it. So I slept here last night. It was perfectly comfortable, and I absolutely love it. The van feels great right now. Probably in 6 months, I'll be totally sick of it again, and I will need to redo it. But for now, really super excited about it. So I forgot to show you my tape job to prevent the water from coming in. And it's coming in because the sealant there needs to, it's coming away from the door and it's letting the water in. So that was my quick fix it between rains like several days ago. I just remembered too, I found a giant spider in one of the doors yesterday. And this is dry. It's damp a little bit from that, you know. But before it was all wet and a big pile of water right there. So that wasn't good. And this, you could just touch it and water would drip down. And that's never happened before. So, yeah, that's the door. So that is my mirror image van. I hope you enjoyed it. And other topics coming up for you next. Appreciate everybody out there so supportive of this channel and of me and Bambi. Really appreciate you. Thank you guys for being here, and we'll see you later. Have a great day. Bye. Here, let's do a crown. Oh yeah, I still have a dreadlock. But I do brush my hair now. Look at that. I just realized how funny that is. With the dreadlocks there on the left and the bald head on the right. That's like art. Just take a picture right there. Frame it.